Have you ever noticed some people just feel so comfortable treating you badly? They'll say things to you they'd never say to anyone else, and you're sitting there thinking, why? I'm so nice. I'm kind to everyone. Yet somehow, that same energy never comes back to you. Here's the thing. You're being kind without boundaries. When people sense that no matter what they do or say, you'll stick around and accept their behavior, they'll take full advantage of that. It's ugly, but it's true. When you finally start standing up for yourself, people are going to call you selfish. They'll act shocked. How dare you? But listen, the people calling you selfish are the exact same people who benefit from you having no boundaries. They're the ones who've been using you. If someone comes to me and says, hey, I'm not comfortable with this, or I don't want to talk about that, I'm not going to be offended, that's their boundary, and that's okay. But if I'd been using that person, then yeah, I'd be upset because I'm losing my access to them. Humans test limits. It's what we do. Like in a relationship, if someone calls you a degrading name early on and you just accept it, it'll keep escalating. You showed them from day one that you don't mind being degraded. So in their mind, they start wondering, how much further can I push this? How much power can I have? That's why you need to make such a scene the first time it happens that they're basically traumatized into never doing it again. They need to know you'll fight back hard. Don't answer personal questions, whether it's on social media, with friends, family, or strangers. Unless you're in a job interview and they ask about your work history, you answer. But when people are fishing for information like, who are you dating, or how do you make your money? You can literally say, I don't feel comfortable sharing that with you. People are wild. They'll take what you said, add 100 things to it, mix it all up, and then claim you said something you never said. Be careful what you share. Don't agree to low-effort, last-minute plans. If you're going on a date, this guy claims he's so interested in you, but then he's like, come over to my house in an hour. Don't go. Who does that? That's actually disrespectful. People who set standards for themselves and refuse to accept that kind of treatment get the most out of life. People who jump at any opportunity come across as desperate. Same thing with the princess treatment complaint. Why doesn't he buy me flowers? Well, did you ever make it clear from the beginning that you expect effort? In all my relationships, everyone knew. Either you give me princess treatment or we're not together. Simple. I wanted to see a man put in effort to be with me. If you let people see you whenever they want, sleep with you whenever they want, with zero planning or effort, you'll get used and abused. It's a form of self-respect to say, nope, you didn't plan a proper date, so I'm not coming. It's like with work too. If your boss always calls and you always pick up, okay, I'll come in. Okay, I'll cover that shift. Your boss and coworkers don't respect you either. They know they can count on you to always say yes. What are you, a doormat? You deserve effort. You deserve respect. Say it with me. I'm not a bad person for saying no. I'm not a bad person for setting boundaries. I actually respect myself. Once you respect yourself, people around you will start respecting you too. Yeah, they might call you mean at first, but you know what? They'll think twice before trying that crap again. When you set a boundary and someone crosses it anyway, there have to be consequences. You need to remove your presence, either temporarily or permanently. Why? Because you have to show through your actions that you're serious about defending yourself. Just saying, I didn't like that, and then being totally fine with them 5 minutes later. That doesn't matter. They'll do the same thing again because there's no consequence. They need to know in their head, if I behave this way, there will be a consequence. After a fight with family, your partner, whoever, you don't need to fix it right then and there. If you need space to think, to cool down, to figure out what you did wrong and what they did wrong, take it. That's okay. It's actually better because you won't say more offensive things that come from pure emotion and regret later. Just say, can I have some space to think about what just happened? Then go, recollect your thoughts, and come back when you're ready. You also don't have to be available 24/7 to listen to everyone's misery. I used to have this issue so badly where I felt guilty not helping someone. I had a friend who was heartbroken over a guy who didn't return her feelings. Every time we got together, she'd rehash the same story. How sad she was, how he didn't like her, on and on. The first time? Of course I listened. That's what friends do. But when it became our only conversation every time with zero regard for what I was feeling or going through, that crosses a line. It's not friendship anymore. It's using someone as an emotional dumping ground. Eventually, I had to set a boundary. I care about you, but I can only talk about this when I have the emotional capacity to do so. And that's okay. Compassion doesn't mean self-erasure. Don't allow people to talk down to you, even as a joke. People who think bullying is funny, it's only funny to the bully, not the person on the receiving end. If someone says something offensive, I always ask, why would you say that? I genuinely want to understand what's going on in their head that makes them think this is a normal thing to say to me. Think about it. If this person was in a room with someone they truly respected, would they talk to them the same way? No. They only talk to you like that because they think you're beneath them, or they don't respect you. I had an ex say something really offensive to me once. I told him, take your phone, call your mom right now, and say the same thing to her. He was like, no, what the hell? I said, I'm going to call your mom for you. You're going to repeat what you just said to me. Then he was apologizing like crazy. You have to put people in their place immediately. I remember being invited to a friend's birthday party once. I cleared my entire evening, bought a gift, got ready, and showed up at the time they told me. When I got there, nobody was home. I called and texted. No response. Turns out they decided to change plans last minute and go somewhere else but didn't bother telling me. I found out later they posted it all over social media while I was standing outside waiting. From that moment, I knew these people don't respect me or my time. I could have been at home working on a YouTube video, but I waited an hour and a half, sitting alone, uncomfortable. Here's the thing, I love my own company. So if I'm going to make the effort to meet up with you when I genuinely enjoy being by myself, you have to give me a better experience than what I have alone. If you don't make me happier than I am by myself, or you don't respect me as much as I respect myself, what's the point? Why would I sit around feeling miserable with people? I struggled my whole life growing up. Now I'm an adult. I have freedom. I can choose who I surround myself with. Why would I choose people who make me feel bad? Toxic people will blame you for your reaction, but never for how they act. Don't let people push you into things that don't align with your values, whether it's sleeping with them, smoking, drinking, using substances. There's no shame in having those boundaries. You're actually respecting yourself. Out of 8 billion people on Earth, why would you be the one who has to settle? That doesn't make sense. You're making yourself struggle because you think you don't deserve better. That's not true. You deserve good people around you. Just because everyone's doing something doesn't mean you have to. You can create your own path. It's actually beautiful to stand out and not fit in. Don't believe words over actions. I have this boundary very firmly. I don't believe words at all. I look at people's actions. If you tell me you love me but treat me terribly, I'm going to believe your actions. Stop making excuses for people. But he said he was going to do this. But he said he'd give me a promotion. Did they actually do it? No? Then stop listening to what they said. Lying is easy. If I were a toxic person, I could lie all day and tell people everything they want to hear to get what I want. Why would you believe someone without actions confirming their words? If you commit a crime and go to court, the judge isn't going to say, oh, but she said she didn't do it. They're going to look at the evidence. It's so much better to be seen as difficult but respected than to have people constantly walking all over you while you go home feeling bad about yourself. You'll feel so insecure when you allow people to constantly degrade you. And for what? Their approval? You'll never get it. You can be the best person on earth and they'll still say you're the worst. When I say these things, people call me toxic. Her advice is so toxic. No, I've dealt with toxic people. I used to go above and beyond for people's birthdays, putting in so much effort. Then I realized on my birthday, these same friends wouldn't do anything close to the same for me. It was so disrespectful, so I stopped. Now I give them what they give me. You don't call, I don't call. You don't text, I don't text. You don't plan a date, I don't show up. Don't beg for someone's approval or try to make them see your value. If they don't see it, they never will. You can't force them to. I hope this helps you stop letting people walk all over you. You deserve better.